Donald Trump's hush money trial, the first criminal trial that he's facing, is scheduled to start on Monday, barring any kind of miracle that comes along this weekend and saves Donald Trump. But it's supposed to begin Monday with jury selection. And according to an insider with the Trump world who spoke to Politico on the condition of anonymity, Trump's lawyers have one last Hail Mary that they're going to attempt once the trial starts. Now, according to this insider, the lawyers aren't exactly sure if they're going to do this, but one thing they are kicking around is the possibility of asking the jury to not convict Trump on felony charges, but instead, why don't you just hit him with misdemeanor charges, right? Now, I don't know if this employee or insider, whatever you want to call them, I don't know if maybe they're just kind of misrepresenting what Trump's lawyers are thinking, or if Trump's lawyers are indeed that stupid. Because let me explain to you how the law actually works inside a courtroom. You can't just ask the jury to charge your client or find him guilty on charges that are not brought. Okay? You see what I mean? If they have 34 felony charges, the lawyers for the defendant can't walk up to the jury and be like, hey, why don't you guys ignore that? Just hit him for a couple misdemeanors, right? So that way he doesn't have to go to prison. No, that's not how it works. So I'm going to give the lawyers the benefit of the doubt that this insider simply misspoke and maybe didn't hear the full conversation, because what would have to happen in order for the jury to even be able to consider hitting Trump with lesser charges is the judge would have to issue a ruling telling the jury they're allowed to consider these lesser misdemeanor charges, and they would have to be spelled out. And the prosecutors would also likely have to agree to that before the judge issues that decision. Okay? Trump's lawyers cannot just walk into the courtroom and tell the jury, like, just go with something else instead, right? Like, nah, we don't want these charges. Hit him with something that's not going to result in any jail time. That's not how the legal system works. So again, I genuinely don't know if this person misspoke, or maybe they were misquoted by Politico. That doesn't seem very likely, but maybe they misspoke. Or maybe Trump's lawyers are that stupid and they don't know that you actually have to make that case to the judge, not to the jury. So, oh well. We'll see what happens when this trial starts, but Trump's lawyers have basically fumbled everything up to this point, so it wouldn't surprise me if they're not familiar with how they have to handle getting lesser charges for Trump, but I'm willing to bet even if they attempted it, the judge probably wouldn't go for it, considering the fact that this is typically something you would do months and months before the trial even begins. Well, folks, we have crossed that 1 million subscriber milestone, but rest assured, we are just getting started here at Ring of Fire. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and make sure to like, share, and comment on the videos.